WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Two North Mississippi attorneys will argue before the Supreme Court next week in a case that could determine whether the government of Sudan will pay billions of dollars to victims of a 1998 terrorist attack.
Attorneys Jamie Franks and Bill Wheeler will argue that Sudan is liable for nearly $6 billion in punitive damages related to the terrorist bombings that targeted two U.S. embassies on August 7th of 1998. More than 200 people were killed in the truck bomb attacks. Sudan was found liable in 2011 for harboring terrorists linked to Osama bin Laden and al-Qaeda. The government of Sudan has tied the case up in appeals.
The court held back in 2014 that not only should Sudan and Iran be punished for blowing up our embassy with compensatory damages, they should have to pay punitive damages, which those punitive damages were the amount of the compensatory damage verdict. And that's what will be argued in the United States Supreme Court next week.
We're not only representing United States citizens, but foreign nationals who work for the U.S. government. Throughout the world, that's the main face of the United States of America, are these employees that work at the embassies.
Wheeler and Franks will have 1 hour to make their arguments before the justices. A decision is expected this summer.
An Oklahoma County man sentenced to 120 years in prison for selling cocaine will soon be resentenced. Felix Wynn was convicted on 2 counts of selling cocaine in 2006. He was sentenced in Oklahoma County Circuit Court as a habitual offender. Wynn's attorney at the time argued before the state Supreme Court that the judge was under the impression that Wynn's sentence had to be doubled. That's why he was given 120 years and a $2 million fine. State law says a judge may double the sentence. Wynn's current attorney, Roy A. Perkins, tells WCBI the state's high court has granted a resentencing for March 3rd. Wynn is asking for the court to resentence him to 14 years that he has already served. Perkins says he feels hopeful about a positive outcome.
2 men are arrested in connection with a sexual assault on Valentine's Day. Sean Franklin and Daryl Walker are both charged with rape. A 59-year-old woman reported being sexually assaulted on February 14 to the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office. Both men remain in jail.
A teenager is facing charges in Lee County after allegedly making threats to schools on social media. The Sheriff's Department began the investigation after the incident was reported about finding out about the post this morning. The investigation revealed it was a 14-year-old in Lee County who posted the threat. Investigators say the threat did not mention a particular person or school, and they believe this is an isolated incident. The 14-year-old remains in custody.
Video of a school bus full of children going through floodwaters in Columbus is going viral. Take a look at this. A WCBI viewer sent us this cell phone video. You can see the bus driver plowing through the high waters. This was on Community Road. It happened last week. Now, Columbus Municipal School Superintendent Dr. Cherie Labatt released this statement after we sent her this video today. The safety of our students is our top priority. The video is disturbing and will be sent to the bus contractor, a third-party provider for bus transportation, ECCO Ride, so that we can discuss procedures that will ensure the safety of CMSD students going forward, end quote. No one was injured in the incident.
The Lowndes County Campground is beginning to clean up after rainfall causes it to close. The Dwayne Hayes Campground posted these pictures showing damage to the park. The park was temporarily closed on February 11th because of flooding. Employees warned that when the campground reopens, there could still be debris on the roads, parking area, and campsites. Visitors are asked to be patient while staff cleans up and makes repairs.
Well, the temperatures are expected to dip below freezing again over the next few days.
And community organizations are partnering with the city of Columbus to reopen a warming shelter. Our Cash Matlock is at the shelter's new location. He joins us live with more information.
Guys, I'm here on 2nd Avenue North in downtown Columbus. I'm right in front of the Farmers Market Annex building. The location of the warming shelter, well, that's changed a couple times now in the past. Organizers say from now on, it can be found in this spot. Reverend Sandra DePriest has worked with the Golden Triangle Regional Homeless Coalition for almost a decade.
We feel a real Christian duty to reach out to those who are homeless and to help them.
As co-president, she oversees various programs like the warming shelter.
We've set 32 degrees as the temperature for when it's extremely cold, and so Thursday and Friday night of this week we'll have the shelter open.
The shelter has already opened 2 or 3 times this winter, but DePriest says there's a misconception about what all the shelter has to offer.
And we will also provide meals while they're there for those who are staying there, and cots and pillows and blankets.
We have security all night long. We have volunteers to provide food and coffee. We have towels and hygiene kits. We have blankets and cots supplied by the Salvation Army.
In the past, the police station has doubled as a warming shelter. Co-president Martha Kirkley says there's a reason for changing the location.
We thought, though, that people might be hesitant to come to the police station because they may have an outstanding warrant or something like that, or they just don't feel comfortable.
Kirkley says feeling comfortable is just as important as being warm.
Nobody's going to be interviewing them and doing background checks.
The temporary shelter is similar to other short-term rental programs through the coalition.
We have a contractual relationship with an area hotel, and we help house people from 1 to 3 nights.
Some hotels and motels are just not open to the homeless population being with them, but we really have had no problems. We have one motel on Highway 45 that we use often.
But for now, volunteers do the best with what they have.
It's a safe spot. We're just here to give them a warm place to spend the night.
The warming shelter will be open tomorrow and Friday from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. and organizers say it will stay open for as long as it's needed. Reporting in Columbus, Cash Matlock, WCBI News.
And we will need to stay warm tomorrow night and Friday morning. Wind chills expected to be down into the teens and low 20s Friday morning. The trade-off here, dry conditions with developing sun. Not so much today in Louisville, Mississippi. Look at the clouds this afternoon. A little bit of mist and drizzle, some fog out there. A gloomy, miserable day with temperatures in the 40s. The steadiest rain just south, Carthage to Philadelphia. We are socked in with the clouds, but we do envision the rain to overspread the area later this evening and tonight. So if it's not raining in your location now, it will be raining most likely later on. Temperatures currently in the 40s to low 50s. I'm back with your full forecast in just a few minutes.
Well, about a year ago, the J.L. King Center in Starkville almost had to close its doors because of a lack of funding. The center was getting money through Emerson's Family Center programs, but because of the government shutdown, Emerson was no longer able to support the center.
Yeah, WCBI's Bobby Martinez went to Starkville today to check in on the activities at J.L. King. Bobby, how's the center holding up now?
It was a devastating and shocking time when the J.L. King Center was notified that its doors might have to shut. But instead of caving in, they fought back and found a way to keep their doors open.
For a while, we just didn't know what would happen.
It was a dark time for the people at the J.L. King Center about a year ago. A government shutdown forced hundreds of services and programs across the country to close, which impacted the J.L. King Center. It was a moment that left adult education instructor Angel Christian in disbelief.
It was just unreal. Like, first of all, how could we lose funding? How could others not see the necessity and not really appreciate what we have been doing for years?
Christian says shutting down the J.L. King would take away programs that help students.
We didn't know if we could still provide the adult education classes or still have after-school programming, which this community desperately needs.
And with their backs against the wall, the community came in to lend a helping hand.
We've had community partners like East Mississippi Community College that does provide GED classes now, work keys preparation as well, which I teach. But also we have our nonprofit 501c3 status, again through great friends, community partners like Allison Bueller and Paul Luckett.
Now, students are still able to continue to sharpen their minds and help further their education. Kendrick Thompson is a prime example. He says this center has helped him in so many ways.
It helped me a whole lot. For one, it's a free class. As long as I put my hours in, which I'm entitled to 40, got to get me at least 40 hours in. Yeah. And I've been studying over things that I needed help in. We have tutors come, so that's help right there in areas that I don't know. And we have tutors come like all through the week. Yeah. And like, it's awesome, man.
Thompson wants to one day get his college degree, So this opportunity this center provides is a step in the right direction.
Trying to further my education more too though, because I got my diploma in 2014 from here. But I've been out so long, so I need to refreshing, get back into basics.
Okay.
And I mean, like I said, I want to further my education more than what it is, because I'm planning on going to college and get a great job.
And if you'd like to donate to the J.L. King Center, that information will be on our website, wcbi.com.
Some fan favorites are returning to the skies over Columbus.
And we find out who's bringing high-flying excitement to Columbus Air Force Base when we come back.
Welcome back. Itawamba Community College's paralegal technology program is raising the bar. According to Best Colleges, ICC's paralegal technology program is among the top 10 online paralegal degree programs in the country. Students can take courses in wills and estates, family law, torts, and real estate property. And the program prepares students for entry-level positions like paralegals and legal assistants. ICC's graduation rate stands at 47%, the highest it's ever been.
Exciting to know that our paralegal program is tying to students graduating and helping us achieve great graduation rates, but more importantly, making a difference in the life of the people that we serve.
According to Best Colleges, the Bureau of Labor Statistics projects that employment for paralegals and legal assistants will increase by 12% over the next decade.
Wings Over Columbus is right around the corner and excitement is flying high. Acts will perform on the Columbus Air Force Base runway. The U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds are the stars of the show. Their precision aircraft perform high-flying acts. The Thunderbirds are the face of the Air Force and want to interact with as many people as possible during their shows.
Community outreach, so not just here on base, but also in the local community, being able to bring young kids out, see what's going on the Air Force Base, come out and see the jets up close and personal, and just being able to interact with the local community and let them know that, hey, we're out here representing all 685,000 men and women across the entire United States Air Force.
Wings Over Columbus is April 25th and 26th. I have a lot of respect for those guys after flying in a Thunderbird.
You did do that, didn't you?
I did. It was a lot of fun and very scary.
You won't do it again?
I don't think so.
You need good visibility to fly, too.
Yep.
I had a beautiful day.
We would not
Unlike
be
today.
We would not be flying today. We would cancel the air show if that were being held today. All right, let's talk about our planner for tomorrow. A raw and wet start, temperatures in the 40s in many spots, but we will thin out the clouds during the afternoon and go clear late in the day. That will set up some pretty decent weather for Friday and Saturday. We'll talk about it next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Rain, the story of 2020 so far in Columbus. We are at 39% rather, of yearly rainfall in just the first 50 days, 32% in Tupelo, and 41%, 22.76 inches through the first 50 days of this year. So it has been wet, and we still have a little bit of rain in the forecast for the next 24 hours here. Let's check out what's happening right now. Our Alpha Insurance camera network in Columbus and Tupelo. Vernon at Durham's Pharmacy. We'll have to spin that camera back around to the east where we have some city lights. Louisville, Mississippi, 47, misty, murky, dismal. That's been the story here. And we are detecting a little bit of mist and drizzle here around North Mississippi, the steadiest rain just to our south. You can see that building back to Jackson, Vicksburg, Monroe, Louisiana. A lot of this will be riding the I-20 corridor later tonight. For you in Kosciuszko, Louisville, Macon, and Point South, we do have a flash flood watch through tonight. Now, our forecast model is doing a very good job here. I think in the far north, 1/4 of an inch of rain or less. In the middle section of our area, including Columbus and Starkville, maybe 1 to 1.5. Farther south of Louisville down towards I-20, 1.5 inches to maybe 2 to 2.5 inches of rain here. So the heaviest stripe is going to be somewhere across the middle of Mississippi and Alabama, but this could shift up or down depending on things later on tonight. So if you are watching south of Columbus and that band shifts back to the north a little bit, we may duplicate what we had here just the other day. And you can see the rain building back all the way into West Texas right now, and that's going to be sliding through the area during the overnight hours. You can see temperatures holding steady this evening in the 40s. And here comes the rain by 3 o'clock in the morning. By the time we wake up, widespread showers. Temperatures may be just a little bit cooler in the far north to support a few wet snowflakes here from New Albany to Corinth, Iuka, but that's really not going to be a problem. Ground is very warm, air temperature is above freezing, so that is a non-issue. What is going to be the issue will be that wet weather, but we will get rid of the wet weather tomorrow afternoon, and by tomorrow evening, skies go clear. Tomorrow night, mid to upper 20s, a chilly start with wind chills in the teens and 20s, and sunny and 40s here as we get into the day on Friday. Don't forget, spotter training tomorrow in Starkville, and we are heading to Vernon for our preparedness tour on Saturday from 10 to noon. We'd love to see you over there. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast, but Friday and Saturday, when we go out to Vernon, it's going to be very nice, and the rain will return for Sunday and Monday.
Kind of a repeat of your event this past Saturday in terms of the weather.
Everything this week has just been a repeat. Let's just hope we don't do it again next week. We're sick of
We're
this.
done. We're done with it.
We are.
Need more of that sunshine. We'll get on Friday and Saturday.
That will help boost spirits. Everybody's in this drab mood. I sense it. Maybe not you guys, but folks in the
They're
public.
telling us to move on. The
All right, let's
Bulldogs
move
are back inside the hump in a must-win SEC battle. We're going to be live from Starkville with a preview next in sports.
WCDI Sports with Tom Ebel is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Mississippi State back home for a must-win SEC game. The Bulldogs currently on the outside looking in terms of NCAA tournament talk, but plenty of basketball left to make a run. WCBI Sports' Courtney Robb joins us live inside the hump before the Bulldogs take on South Carolina. Courtney?
Yeah, Tom, a few hours still until that 8 p.m. tip-off time. We've got forward Reggie Perry just getting in a casual solo shoot-around before tonight's game. What all MSU fans are curious to know about, though, at this point, the hot-button topic, if you will, is what are the Bulldogs' chances of making the NCAA tournament next month? ESPN college basketball expert Joe Lunardi updating his most recent bracketology this week and listing the Bulldogs as the next four out. And if you're not familiar, what that means is that there's currently about 5 teams ahead of Mississippi State to making it into the big dance. The good news for Mississippi State tonight is that they are playing this game inside the Humphrey Coliseum. The Bulldogs, a much better team at home with an 11-2 overall record compared to when they play on the road at 3-5. Now, Mississippi State does have some good road wins, such as that game against Arkansas just the other day where they won 70. That game against Ole Miss is going to be probably hurt them a little bit more from last week. As to the direness of games towards the end of the season, here's what MSU head coach Ben Howland had to say.
I think it helps. It just increases the focus. You know, every game is just the biggest game of the year, and you know, has been for quite a while. And you know, you got a team coming in here in South Carolina that's won 6 out of 7, 8 out of 10. They're playing as good as anybody in our league right now, and they're just so physical and tough. They play a lot of bodies. You know, they're you know, so big and physical and strong. You look at their bodies, and you know, I know that Mike Leach would be jealous if he's there watching our guys play tomorrow against these guys, because you know, they got some guys that look like good safeties, good tight ends, good linebackers. I mean, they got bodies that won't quit.
The Gamecocks and the Bulldogs both coming into tonight's matchup with an identical 16-9 overall record. Each team both currently on that NCAA tournament bubble, fighting and clawing their way into the NCAA tournament next month. Like stated previously, we do have a late tip-off tonight, 8 p.m. between the Gamecocks and the Bulldogs. We will be bringing you all of the highlights and all of the action later tonight on WCBI Sports at 10. For now, reporting in Starkville at the Humphrey Coliseum, Courtney Robb, WCBI Sports. Tom, I'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Courtney, with that. Some midweek baseball, the first midweek baseball action for our area. Ole Miss up 7-5 currently on Alcorn State. Alcorn State, the Braves led 4-0 after 1. If you want to hear about some midweek madness, Wright State, who Mississippi State just swept, they defeated Louisville today. Number 2 Louisville, 10-3. Midweek baseball, Ole Miss trying to continue on its roll, improve to 3-1 with a midweek win over Alcorn. We'll have highlights coming up tonight at 10. Amory Soccer's Morgan Mitchell signs with ICC. Mitchell led the way for the Panthers in goals this season, while also leading Amory to the second round of the postseason. She had 10-plus goals in each season as a starter in Amory. Since 8th grade she started,
oh, wow.
So baller there.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, 8th grade, that's a long time. Okay.
It is.
All right, well, good deal. Thanks, Tom. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
raw and wet tomorrow, but by the afternoon, that system's out of here. Friday, Saturday, dry, sunny, more rain possible Sunday afternoon. Maybe some rain in the storms Monday. But you know what? Friday, Saturday, your best days there.
Raw and wet. We need a new headline.
Because that's a cold rain tomorrow.
It will be a cold rain with a breeze.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Just can't catch a break.
For real. All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a good night.